Last time on Nerd Wonder's channel, after emerging from her reverse hyperbolic time chamber, what is that? What is a reverse hyperbolic? Anyway, that's what it is. After reviving from her 1,000-year slumber, Nerd Wonder awakens to a world ravaged by destruction and a deadly virus called Corona. However, champions have emerged, calling themselves the Virus Vanguard. Join Nerd Wonder as she learns about them and their fight against the terrible Corona disease. Virus. Whatever. Ugh, that was terrible.
Moa Man! Moa Man enforces social distancing. I mean, just seeing a guy like that walking down the street would obviously keep people at a distance. He is a 30-something sports agent. Okay. Whatever. Let's get to his backstory. Moa Man is a fanatical Manchester United fan who grew up in the 80s when Liverpool kept winning titles, and he was constantly taunted by his two Liverpool fan brothers. This made him despise everything Liverpool, including their motto, "You'll never walk alone." Thus, why his name fully translates to "must always walk alone" as an anti-motto. That's, okay. His hatred for Liverpool so far exceeds his love for Man UTD that it manifested as a telekinetic power in Moa Man to push objects and people through his eyes. This man got so triggered. He got triggered so hard. He gained superpowers? In fact, let's look over the ability list. Alright, here we go, his abilities. Repelling power to push objects and people back, aided by a digital distance meter through his eyes. Gee willikers! I wonder who this reminds anyone of. How original! Uses a special helmet he invented to control the magnitude of force and calculate other tech stuff. Ah, yes, other tech stuff. The most advanced of other technologies. All right, let's get to the next part. His weakness is he cannot stop Man UTD fans from gathering, as he will be compelled to join them. Ha. So we have a heavy sports fan. I'm guessing this is soccer, football here in the States, since it's the most popular sport in the world. I hear a lot of them can be seriously energetic and even crazier than us US football fans. I wonder how bashing one team will affect this series. That's foreshadowing. Dr. Disinfector! Are we sure this is a superhero? It looks more like a playable character in a genetic post-apocalyptic shoot-'em-up. Oh, onto it. Dr. Disinfector is a woman named Sonia, a 20-something microbiologist. She loves that science, ladies and gentlemen! Sonia graduated summa cum laude from MIT with double degrees in chemical science and microbiology, all at the age of 14. Oh! She does love the science! She is every new Marvel character! I should have known when we saw she was their token minority. A failed experiment during her doctorate studies caused her to shrink to the size of a microorganism. Her colleagues then unwittingly washed her down the kitchen sink. What? She survived the ordeal and returned to normal size, but the trauma left her with adverse reactions to germs and ultra-amplified her senses to even the smallest bacteria, making her perfect as Dr. Disinfector. So we got a germaphobe on the team. Now we know who's hoarding all the sanitizer and toilet paper. Da-da-da! She is able to detect viruses and bacteria through all senses, and she wields a multifunctional treatment gun with various capsules containing antidotes and boosters. She also wears an exoskeleton suit that has extra appendages to assist in disinfection and eradication. Wow, Look at this exoskeleton suit with extra appendages. This looks totally original. I wonder if I've ever seen this before. Okay, let's get to her weaknesses. Her only weakness is cheesecake. Didn't they say she's a total germaphobe? Wouldn't, like, dirt and trash be her weakness? Like, throwing some mold at her would probably send her on the floor screaming. Okay, but I am gonna give them credit. She is a living medic, and that seems to be the most logical and best working one for a superhero slash corona comic. Oh, but we're not stopping here. We got one more member. Care Lady! Care Lady. Care Lady. Care Lady. Get it? Yeah, it's pronounced Care Lady. What an original, great choice. Care Lady has powers to suck up negativity and send strong emotions to her targets. This sounds like what I try to do, and I really don't like it. She is Diana Empathy, a female trillionaire philanthropist of unknown age. Trillionaire philanthropist. Trillionaire. I don't know if this is supposed to be woke, an attempt on making a Tony Stark, or if Singapore people are just that stinking rich. But any of those choices will still make the commies furious. Apparently, she made her trillions somehow by investing in stuff, and then decided to go soul searching or something in the Kathmandu Mountains. An avalanche happened and she was stuck for 2 months, which caused her to gain enlightenment, which gave birth to her powers. This strangely sounds like Doctor Strange and Tony Stark mixed together to make one big ripoff. Her powers are able to make people feel better and understand their feelings through telepathy. She can also absorb negativity, energy, and thoughts. I do that by just listening and having a positive attitude. And of course, hope. Do I get to join the Vanguard? No? Yeah, okay. She can also levitate. I guess that means she can fly, which it could be useful. Turns out, her weakness is that when she absorbs negative energy, she will need to purge it from her by meditation. Not doing so will result in harm or death. She better never go on the internet. Never go anywhere near Twitter. So I guess her gimmick was to remove hatred and fear that was caused by the pandemic and the quarantine. Since, you know, tensions can grow high during stuff like this. It sort of works, but it would really depend on how it's implemented, and I don't think they would have implemented it well at all. Okay, so that's her team. That's the Virus Vanguard. A guy who enforces not spreading false information. A guy who enforces social distancing. A woman who enforces good hygiene. And a woman who enforces staying positive. Oh, and a little girl with a robot to enforce... guess she's just there to look cool? Oh, and it doesn't even end there. Remember? I told you this got canceled. Do you know how long it took for this series to get canceled by chance? Do you know? Let's make a guess. Let's make an educated guess. How long do you think it took for this series to get canceled after being shown on the Singapore government website? On April 20th, the government posted these superheroes, and the very next day, they were forced to erase its existence. And oh wow, the reasons? They're amazing. And the first one's really, really weird. Remember how Mawa Man was a big anti-Liverpool team guy? Well, Liverpool fans didn't like that too much. Yeah, who'd have thought that a bunch of fans of a sports team would not like being portrayed as the bad guys? Who would ever think that people would dislike having their beliefs or things they enjoy be portrayed as terrible and the cause of scorn and disgust by heroes? I wonder where I've heard that before. So the government pulled the project and wrote on Facebook a message about this issue. We have received quite a lot of feedback on the characters and we will be reviewing them. We are sorry if we offended anyone, and this is the first time we are exploring this content format. We appreciate your patience. So, they pulled the project to do alterations and make the characters more appealing for their audience. But that didn't happen because even more problems came abound. Remember how they hired a band of doodlers to design these characters to make the comic? That Singapore art group? Well, I for one find that a really nice thing. I find it really considerate to their own people with creative talent that they wanted to lift them up and allow them to make their dreams. But it didn't work out that way because of one guy. Mas Shafreen. Mas Shafreen, head of band of doodlers, was also the head artist of the characters, was found to have been stealing art of already made characters. Oh wow, so shocking. I would have never guessed. I mean, I'm pretty sure taking one look at these guys, you can tell who they're based on. Let's take a good look at them right now. Let's see, we got Penny Parker as Circuit Breaker. Looks like Deadpool and a little smidge of Harley Quinn as Fake News. Cyclops, definitely Mawa Man. A female Dr. Octopus as Dr. Disinfector. And the only one I had trouble finding out was Care Lady. I only found out through an Instagram apology Maz posted. Can you guess who Care Lady is based on? Can you guess who she's a blatant ripoff of? She's freaking Storm! I think you can literally consider this whitewashing. They reverse ginger-sided Storm. Like I said, he put up an Instagram post about this problem. Let's read a little bit of it, shall we? I want to clarify that I did use existing artworks as references with some adjustments to their post. Dude, you traced. He's like one of those deviant art artists who, flip the picture and then trace it to hide that they copied someone's work, and we all know it. He goes on to explain that the artwork and backstories were just placeholders for the clients to get a better visual of what was going on to be made, as the comic and these designs were not part of the paid job. Now, I spoke to some people about this. Remember, Singapore is one of the richest countries in the world. According to my sources, a lot of comic jobs outside of the US pay actually really well, and in fact, sometimes incredibly amazing. This is because some countries don't actually know how much to pay for comics. Thus, sometimes they assume they should be compensated akin to a regular book or even higher. As being requested by a government of the third richest country in the world, who obviously has shown they have no clue what comics are like. Oh, you bet these guys were being paid really, really well. And I know that Maz did apologize to the original creators of the artwork, but I'd like to point something big out. American comic creators don't make a lot. Probably Maz made far more than any US comic creator makes in a year for a project this big. And he stole concepts from American heroes and traced artwork from American artists. Whether or not you believe his statements that these were just references are up to you, but I, for one, am pretty damn skeptical. And also, I'm pretty bummed we're not getting this comic. I mean, it was going to surpass Warriors in oof levels. But Guess that's how it goes. Too bad we're not gonna get anything like that ever again. Wait, what?